uncertain bards and bardettes. Welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I'm Matt.
I don't know if I did the intro right last time.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll find out in a couple days, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Once the film gets, what's that called? Developed.
Yeah, we've got to develop the. Yeah, we record on film here.
Mm-hmm. Not on a reel of film. That's not what we mean. We don't record on like a reel-to-reel camera. We record on individual photographs.
Yeah, we have
on film.
We have a Polaroid.
Yeah,
that just takes pictures.
Wait, that doesn't need to be developed though.
Right, I'm retconning.
That's what D&D is missing.
Polaroids.
Yeah,
they're in again.
Actually, it's not missing it though, because you can just use. I feel like minor illusion is a good, that's a good utility for it. Like we're looking for this guy
thing. Yeah.
And,
I agree.
And then they're like, oh, I've never seen that before. And you're like, oh, of course, that makes sense. Nobody has. I don't know what it looks like. I can't do an illusion of it because I have no clue what it is. It's not always useful.
Yeah, but if you don't know what something looks like,
how are you ever going to find it?
Have a picture of it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You just have to imagine it.
Yeah. I guess if somebody minor illusions something to you that you've never seen before,
mm-hmm.
Could you replicate that minor illusion perfectly? That's probably a skill check. I think it's not if you've seen it in real life. But I think if you've only seen an illusion of it, a minor illusion of it, then it should be.
I have no idea. That sounds fine to me. Sure.
All right, cool. Well, anyway, so let's
give me what you got.
We've got from user therainsnake.
Therainsnake. Thank you for making this for us. Well, not for us, but I mean, we're glad that you did.
This is a nice, easy one-stop shop to just make a guy. Because you know how like a normal person, their stats are just 10 across the board? That's like a common
10 o'clock all day.
10 o'clock all day long. This is a great way to be like, but this guy's not like just a normal guy. He has a job. He like does stuff.
Yeah, he's a skilled guy.
He's got skills, right? But it's
Chicks dig guys with skills.
It's still basic enough that you could be like, all right.
Yeah.
Like easy.
Right.
These are their stats.
He's super easy.
Right.
Super basic.
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know, just give me an idea of like somebody you might run into in a D&D setting.
Doujinshi author.
All right. Let's call that a hermit. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hermit.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength 10, dexterity 12, constitution 13, intelligence 14, wisdom 15, charisma 8.
Okay.
Could be.
Maybe, that's not. No, I don't think that would match for what I said. But hey, I'll take it.
Higher on dexterity.
I see how this is working, and that's nice. Does it? All right. So how? No. Well, actually, I don't see how it's working. Is it just a bunch of stat blocks for different types of like lifestyles, or how does this work?
It's literally 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15 that they assign to each ability score in order to make a basic outline of a particular type of NPC that you might run into. This is not anybody who is important to the game, probably. This is just some guy where if combat happened to be initiated or if there were still skill checks involved, these are the stats that you could use. Right?
Right.
But it's based on the backgrounds, like the basic rule backgrounds, or I think that maybe they're in the player's handbook. They're the player handbook backgrounds.
Right.
And it's like,
I think there's some in both.
This could be, so it's got acolyte, charlatan, criminal.
Is there Charlotte out?
Sage. No. But there is an interesting variation. There are 3 variations you can do too.
Okay.
One is if they're an atypical example of their type, you could swap the 15 with a different ability score of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Just move their highest stat somewhere else or swap it somewhere else. You could give them a disability that takes their 8 ability score and subtracts it by 2, making it a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just add 1 to another ability score to balance it out a little bit more. Or they could be sickly. Because for all of these across the board, Constitution is never lower than a 10 for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then sickly, you would just swap 8
for their
put 8 to
in their
Constitution. Yeah. And whatever was the 8 becomes.
So I think why not just make one of these for every possible order of the stats?
Well, that's not very clear of what type of person it might be.
That's what I mean. Like say what type of person it is. Like come up with the name of each thing, then you can just look it up.
Okay.
This person is a this. Here's their stat block. I mean, it's only 6 factorial, I think.
I mean, man, the RampantGhost doesn't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
it's not
just
that
a couple hundred different orders.
It's a couple hundred different.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But you use each one only once.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, it's still okay.
Yeah, if you like, if you have the 15 in the first skit or first ability,
right,
and then the 14 in the next one, and then whatever and whatever, and you only had the last 2 left. If you swap those around, that's 2 different orders. But then if you take the last 3 and you swap them every way, that's 6. And then if you take the last 4 and swap them, and so on. So I think it's 6 factorial.
Yeah,
Not sure.
It's math.
But yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 6 factorial. Yeah, You're right.
Which is like 86 billion, I think.
Yeah.
No, Basket.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Basket just busted into the room. Wow.
Is this a police raid?
Yeah, she really just busted in here.
What the heck?
That's funny.
Okay, I'll pet you if you leave.
Right.
I'm sure that's how that works.
Yeah, I'm sure the more you pet her, the more she'll want to leave.
It did work. It worked. I'm amazing.
Well, she left you. Now she wants me to pet her. All right. Anyway. It's just a nice little thing that you can look at.
I do
hey,
like
here's some stats.
The rain bird?
The RampantGhost.
The RampantGhost. I forgot which kind of animal you were, but I'm still grateful. You still laid eggs. Like, that's fine.
Right.
Some snakes are born live. Anyway, no, I like this kind of work of building the tables ahead of time. I'm so grateful for people who do this for me.
Oh yeah.
And it's not that I don't like doing it. I do it way too often in my regular daily life. I have a whole little notebook full of basically tables for all sorts of things that I do in life. But that's the problem, right? Like there's only so much time in a day. So yeah, heck yeah. Let me take that table that you've made, maybe adjust it if I feel like I would, if it would fit my setting better. But otherwise, I think it's looking good. What are some other cool ones? Any other cool examples of ones? Things like different
well, they're all
guy types.
They're all there's pirate.
Oh.
Which is strength 13, dex 15, constitution 10. That one's weird. I think
he has a peg leg.
Okay. Intelligence 14. Interesting. Wisdom 8. Charisma 12.
Okay.
Huh. Wisdom 8. For a sailor?
For a pirate.
Yeah. Pirate. I don't know. I feel like they're hardier than that. At the very least.
Than a 10?
than a
No,
10.
I'm saying he has a peg leg and an eye patch. You know, like this dude's battle worn.
It's interesting. It's interesting that they chose 14 for intelligence here. I felt like that would be the dump stat. Intelligence
You think so?
for a pirate? I mean, no, not necessarily, but
So do you know
based on these rules.
Look, I'm gonna have to link to the CGP Grey videos on pirates down in the description here
Yeah, okay.
because it's interesting the way that being a pirate works. Because the like the mutiny system
Mhm.
is different than you think it is. It's not quite as I mean it like the penalties can be violent, like they could just, kill the captain obviously. But they could also just vote him out of his position or her. I don't know. Were there a lot of female pirate captains? I would hope not.
Probably not a lot.
Hopefully they're better than that.
Come on, dude.
What?
Oh, the females, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, better than
Hopefully
being
they don't turn to
pirates.
piracy.
Yeah, it's not a good trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't download a boat if you were female, I would assume.
You wouldn't download a ship.
Yeah. I mean, if you were a dude, heck yeah.
You wouldn't download a car.
Guys would have downloaded 100 cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every guy I know
downloaded cars.
Download 1 million cars. Do you know, I downloaded a car today.
Did you really?
No.
I downloaded
I had to work all day.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I can't download a car at work. I'd get in trouble.
You'd get in a lot of trouble for that.
But tomorrow I don't have work. That's enough time to download a car.
Probably.
I have a 3D printer.
Yeah,
it prints
man.
6 by 6 by 6. That's enough for a car.
That's Hot Wheels. Here we come.
Yeah. You get enough. Well, no, but seriously though, you get enough hot glue on that thing. I could build a full car.
Yeah.
Be like a big old Lego.
Man, could you though? Could you? No, because there are parts of cars that are just too big to print at home. Unless you had a really big 3D printer.
Yeah. Did you know that they are 3D printing rockets? There is a company who's 3D printing rockets.
Like that will go into space?
That will go into space.
All right. Well,
I think they're on their first one that's going to be launched right now. So here's the benefit of this workflow for them.
Okay.
Ordinarily, it takes like 10 years to even get to the point where you can build your first rocket and blow it up.
Yeah, right.
Because you need to set up all the different stuff for fabricating all the parts.
Uh-huh.
But for them, they just need one big, huge 3D printer, and they could start doing test prints really quickly because it just does all the parts. And then they had to do a bunch of test prints to figure out how things would warp after they printed them because it doesn't sit perfectly. But once they could calculate all of that, they can now 3D print something that comes out perfectly straight. But it still has 3D printing grooves on it. Like you've seen something that comes out of 3D printer.
Right.
Right. So this rocket looks like that. It's not shiny metal on the outside, right? It looks 3D printed, but it apparently doesn't affect the aerodynamics. I don't know how, but I assume that just the little air pockets kind of balance out the roughness of it. I don't know, whatever.
Science. All the science
seems to be working. It does its job.
It's just my job 5 days a week.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
That was Rocket Man.
Do you want to start a cover right now? The cover of the song? I can pull out the piano.
That's okay. No, we're good. All right. Okay. Honestly, though, just referencing this chart is.
Does it say anything about like the personalities that go along with these?
No.
Because that would be a sick next step.
Yeah.
Like tell me who this character kind of is, or give me a couple options of like angles I can spin this character.
Well, there are. I mean, because these are.
I mean, Snakebird.
These are based.
RampantGhost. I'm gonna mess up your name every time. I'm sorry, but
these are all based on background. Like these backgrounds have descriptions in the player's handbook.
Right.
So yes, there are descriptions that RampantGhost did not do, but that exists.
Right.
So I didn't want to talk about this that much. I just
We're good. Okay, we're good. We're good.
It's
We're
good.
cool.
It's good.
I love it.
One that will
I love
have
it.
a lot more meat on its bones.
Uh-oh.
Rampant Ghost.
Rampant goats.
Rampant Ghost.
All right, we'll talk about rampant goats next time.
Okay, yep. This is a wondrous item and it requires attunement.
Okay, hold on a second now.
Yeah.
Oh, who's this by?
Rampant Ghost.
Oh. All right, I was confused about how a rampant ghost is a wondrous item. I was like, wait. You can't. No. Ghosts are already like a type of creature in D&D. Now I'm a little confused. How does this work? How does this work?
All right, this comes to us from Rampant Ghost. All right, hold on a second. How can a ghost be an item?
No. You did not say this comes from Rampant. You just said, all right, Rampant Ghost.
Play the audio back. I definitely said that this comes to us from user Rampant Ghost.
Do you seriously expect me to listen to everything you say?
All right, well,
are you serious?
That's fine. This is a wondrous item called Rock of Friend. It is a small rock with a hastily scribbled smiley face on the flattest side. Okay.
So
when you're attuned to the rock, you are filled with the knowledge of how the rock functions. So you know how it works as soon as you attune to it. That's important. The rock is your ally and will treat any entities who wish you harm as its enemy.
Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson is my ally, or this scribbly rock?
This scribbly rock.
The scribbly. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
It will follow you regardless of whatever plane you may be on, either by appearing in your pocket or somewhere within 10 feet of you. It's just always there. It's always either on your person or at least 10 feet from you. Always. And then when you're in combat, every time you take damage, the rock has a 1 in 10 chance to sail through the air and smack into the thing that dealt the damage, and deal 1d6 bludgeoning damage to the creature that attacked you, assuming that a creature attacked you. It doesn't work on like environmental damage, like if you fall into a pit or something.
Yes, it does. It certainly does now.
Yeah, it does.
The pit of spikes takes 2 damage.
Now you can also ask the rock to assist you with specific things. Like you can ask it to hold a door open for you. It can like go get something and bring it to you. And the only description is that that it's within reason. That's very subjective. The rock will immediately disappear the moment that nobody is looking at it, and then reappear
whenever you want to look at it.
A spot that no one is currently looking.
Oh, okay.
So it never moves visibly unless it hurls itself at the creature that attacked. Okay. So
I gotcha, yeah.
And then it could also help with ability checks. It could help with history, insight, nature, all that kind of stuff. And if it helps you, then you have advantage. But it can only help you with an action or, something like that once per long rest. After which the smiley face will vanish temporarily. Ooh. Yeah, so this is a rock of friend.
I really like the idea of having a rock at your table and you turn it over to keep track of its current usage.
Yeah, you have
amount.
You have a rock of friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rampant Ghost. Rampant Ghost is the user.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this, Rampant Ghost. This is what we needed.
Yes.
I think that there can even be more than one. I think that there can be more than one of these.
Attuned. Well, yeah, you can have up to 3 attuned.
No, I mean there can be like other things like this, where it's like a little construct but it's not clear how it works. like it's a construct made of one solid object. How does it do anything?
Okay, I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a set of 3,
Mm-hmm.
all similar objects in how they function.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the rock, and then there's the paper, and then there's the scissors.
There we go.
Yeah.
And the paper would do slashing damage, and the scissors would do piercing damage. I know. Scissors kind of get the choppy slashy motion, but I don't think you can stab somebody with paper.
Right.
So I'm gonna give that to the paper.
Then no, I follow you.
Yeah.
That tracks. Bludgeoning damage for the rock.
Bludgeoning for the rock,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
now, but it can be magical. I would say it's a magical slashing attack, magical, whatever.
And I think each one should be able to help you with different kinds of ability checks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like the rock should be like nature and survival and things like that.
The paper would help you with charisma based things like deception.
Yeah, or even like intelligence or history.
Okay,
to remind you of things too.
And the scissors would help you with sleight of hand.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or
athletics.
Athletics.
That one's not as clear.
That doesn't make no.
Is a pair of shears maybe? I don't know.
Animal handling.
Tell you what, you take out that pair of scissors.
Hey, some dogs like the haircut. They're like, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, other ones hate it, but
yeah.
Some of them are like, yeah, trim my hair.
Mm-hmm. I watched this borderline disturbing video of somebody giving a cat a bath in like a bathtub, and the cat just sat there, man. It just sat there and let the person like rub soap into it and spray it with water. I was like, I've never seen a cat act like that before. Cats hate that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. I've seen plenty of dogs enjoy a bath or two.
Do you want a bath?
Plenty of dogs hate baths.
She's out.
Basket doesn't like baths.
No.
Right?
No. Although she did willingly walk into water recently.
Oh.
For the first time I've ever seen her do that.
Like rain or
no, like a stream.
Oh, wow.
At the park.
She just walked right into it on purpose, huh?
Sort of, yeah. I think she mostly slipped and fell into it, but she like kept going in it. She didn't try to get out.
Okay.
So it was
Maybe
weird.
She was embarrassed. She fell into it. She's like, I meant to do that.
Yeah.
See, I like it in here.
It was kind of my fault that she did. So
okay. You don't even have to say anymore.
Yep.
I get it.
Anyway, yeah. No, that's rad as heck.
Yeah, man.
I like the Wilson-ness of it too.
Yeah.
It has that like, I don't know. There's something about the imagination involved with it that stokes some stuff for D&D.
Yeah, it does. Gets the juices flowing.
Yeah, like it takes you back to when anything was possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you forget about all the things in your brain that tells you like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
And it makes your brain be like, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I darn well please. Thank you very much. This is an imagination game.
Yeah. Exactly. Right? Like putting this in your game suddenly, I think if you use this, I think your players are going to start to surprise you more often.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll do interesting things. They'll do interesting things outside
They're going to come up with some good ideas.
The rock, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because first they're going to start using that. And they're going to be like, oh, but can I do this with it? Oh, but can I do this with it? And then they're going to, like, once they've come up with good ideas for the rock, now suddenly that's going to unlock stuff in their brain. And you know what? I do. I do wonder about that in D&D. Is like how generally. Oh gosh. We're about to get into my favorite topic. Learning.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Austin's gonna make us learn.
Uh no.
Oh,
I'm just gonna make you confused about whether or not you can learn, maybe even.
oh wow. Okay.
Because there is a lot of debate in the field of pedagogy, I guess, about pedagogy. I don't know how people say that. I don't care how they say it.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, learning. I prefer to study learning and teaching rather than pedagogy. Anyway, so there's a lot of debate over how specific or general learning is.
Okay.
Meaning, like, if I get good at math, do I get good at problem solving?
Oh, right, right. I see what you
Right?
mean.
Like that's where that's what they're wondering. And I'll, as far as I'm seeing right now, a lot of evidence points to a lot of the evidence that has been measured
Right.
points to learning is way more specific than we thought it was. Way
Yes.
more specific.
Yes.
Like
yes.
learning math doesn't give you any skills outside of math, pretty much.
Right.
However, we also can't deny that we do know, like we can figure out things we haven't done before.
Okay. Wait, so you're saying so the more you learn, the easier it is to figure out things that you've never done before?
That's the part that's not clear. Isn't that
Right.
crazy?
Yeah.
We don't get how this works.
No, we don't.
We're not even close. We're not even close. We have no clue how this stuff in between our ears functions.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And when I say we have no clue, I mean we have clues. We have plenty of clues, but we have not pieced them together. This is still, we're midway through the Blue's Clues episode. we found some clues. We put them in our book.
We're not even at mail time yet, dude.
Yeah, we did not even get to mail time though. There's still another clue to find.
Well, it's one of those problems where the more we learn, the more questions we have.
Yeah.
And we haven't even come to the point where we know what questions to ask yet.
Right. Yeah. And I think I would say we're starting to get better and better questions.
Yes.
Right.
Okay,
like they are starting to pick up the pace a little bit. And by pick up the pace, I don't mean that the questions are coming sooner. I mean that they're getting better.
Yeah. More
right. Like
higher quality.
It's becoming, it's honing in on something, hopefully. But the issue is that the things that we have discovered have pointed out that there are other mysteries.
Right, exactly.
So exactly. It is exactly that. Like we just don't know, like, because learning appears to be so specific, where do we pick up this other stuff? Like how much of our brain is in a constant state of learning? How plastic is it really? Because brain plasticity has also been measured. And are you ready for this? This is going to blow your mind.
Uh-huh.
Brain plasticity. Shoot, I hope that I'm getting this one right. I believe that brain plasticity goes down over your lifespan in a relatively linear fashion.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Relatively linear.
Yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't it's not like your brain is really plastic and really changeable and then it like drops off suddenly. It's like at if you start out at 0 and you die at 100, at 50 it's like half as plastic. Your brain is half as malleable as it is when you die.
When you die, yeah.
And when you die, it's not at 0 malleability necessarily. It might be. It depends on how it started. Maybe people are different there.
Yeah, and you know what? I almost watched a video about the title of which had something to do with when we die, what really happens, and are we really dead? And I didn't watch it. Maybe I should have, because now would have been a great time to have brought it up.
But there's more.
Okay.
Because it's not true. The thing I just said, it was false.
Okay.
That is true for some people.
I'll never.
But other people,
yes,
the plasticity does not appear to go down measurably.
Interesting.
So over the course of their life, it stays fairly similar. It kind of goes like up a little bit, and like in early life, and then it goes like back to like flat, and then that's it.
Oh man, I hope that's me.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because um we have like a similar sort of life situation.
Mm-hmm.
We both like did this one thing for a long time,
Right.
like 15 years.
Right.
And so I like very recently got a job that's unlike anything I've ever done before.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a quote unquote normal job before.
Right.
And I was worried that I wouldn't really be able to do it. Like that I've done this one thing for so long that I can't learn how to do anything new.
Which, to be honest, I was as well.
Yeah, like I just didn't know because I had never done it before.
Right.
And I am happy to report that I have become better at it than most other people that I work with within less than a year's worth of time.
Right.
Compared to people who have done it for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
many years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that has to do with physical ability. It does involve moving quickly.
Yep.
But even like quick decision making and things like that, I found that I'm better at it than most of my coworkers, which
Mm-hmm.
isn't a flex necessarily.
No.
I'm not trying to make myself sound awesome. I'm just saying that I'm
You were able to pick up the skill in a shorter time because you had an advantage there.
Exactly.
Right? Like
right.
yeah.
Which makes me hopeful.
That's like saying it's like saying that you won in a sprint because you were on a bike. Like, all right, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, okay.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You did the extra work to bring the bike, and now of course you're faster than I can run.
It's not even fair, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Except that the tool, I mean, it is still like a natural thing. So I didn't bring a tool that allowed me to do that. I just,
you built one out of yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you think?
Yeah, I think you're a tool.
Oh man, you really played the long game on that one.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just mean so what you're implying here though is that I built myself into that. I didn't. That's not just how I am. You're saying that I somehow created a situation where I can do that.
It's probably it's obvious. It's probably both.
It's a little bit of both.
Right.
I think,
like I think you had the potential to do the work on yourself that maybe some people don't, and would need a lot of coaching to get to the point where they would be able to do that.
Okay. That's fair.
And I think you needed less coaching than a lot of other people did. I mean, we all need some to get to that point.
Right.
Right. So you needed a lot, maybe less than other people. But the rest of it, after you got to the point where you could do the work on yourself, you did all that.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of it had to, I guess too, a lot of it had to do with the leadership in the job that I have.
Right.
Because the first month or so, I didn't really learn anything. And I didn't do very well because the leadership, it's a job where, you can sort of move around and go to different places, like different locations, I guess.
Yeah.
That all have different leadership. And I'm fortunate enough to have been placed in a location that has really good leadership. And I think that fostered it. So not only do I thrive more than other people who are in that same location, but more so than like, even now when I'm sent to other locations, the managers there, I've had several different like other managers say that they want to move me to
their own store
place. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which feels good, but I don't really want to go anywhere else because the one location that I work now is busy, which I like. And I like if I have to go to work and stand there and nothing really happens all day, that's more life sucking than anything.
Yeah.
I think. So I like being busy too. But I didn't always. That's something I learned.
Hmm.
I learned to like work hard and be productive. I don't know if that's good or not, but I learned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird. Do you find that too? Do you find well, we just had a conversation about that outside of the episode that
Hmm.
that you feel bad when you're not like doing something.
Yeah. However,
Mhm.
working does not alleviate it.
No, I agree.
Like doing a job doesn't alleviate it for me.
No, I guess
Because
that's
it
true.
doesn't get me closer to doing the things that I want in
Okay.
a way that I understand. I mean,
Right.
I guess technically it does, but it
Yeah.
feels like I should be doing something else to get there in a more direct route.
Yeah, me too.
It feels like that a lot of the time.
Well, I don't think either of us are very happy with our current situation. But
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna like get the most out of it,
right,
but
exactly.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna see. I've been using it as a chance to practice my focus because I've got 8.5 hours a day, 5 days a week, where I have an unlimited amount of work. There's no possibility of catching up. There's no such thing.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Um,
That'd be stressful.
right. But then I use that as my chance to practice focus and like trying to stay on task for like long stretches of time. And that's exhausting. That's
Yeah.
really hard to do. I don't know, like, because the level of focus that I'm talking about.
Right.
I can't reach that level. Like I did on Monday I did 2 hours of like on focus, on task, no switching, um,
Mhm.
like mindset.
Mhm.
And after that I was done for the day.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the next day I didn't have anything left in me either.
Yeah.
Still,
Wow.
it was enough to like
Right.
zap me completely. So because it goes up like exponentially the longer you do it. Although I have heard that the trick is to kind of be in a state of focus and only take breaks from the focus. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, sorry.
Right. Right. Well, that's interesting because I actually do the same thing in my job. It's a different thing, but I do the
Hmm.
same kind of thing where I use my job as an opportunity to practice, prioritize, and execute.
Yep.
That's the name of the game where I work.
Hmm.
It's because things happen all the time, and it's like different stuff, and everybody's doing their own thing. And even though I'm not in a leadership position, I
Hmm.
find myself delegating,
Right.
but not in a direct order type of way. I just sort
More
of
like, hey, it would be really great if you were doing this right now.
right.
That would be good for you, for me, for like this would get all done so much faster. Can we do that?
Yeah, exactly.
And you
Exactly.
just if you see it and you call it out, it can get done.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, I think similar to what you said, there was a specific day,
Hmm.
and that's not something that you can really deliberately try to, because you can't make that happen.
Right.
You can't make a bunch of things happen all at once. Um, but I do remember a day where for probably 4 hours,
Hmm.
I had to switch between three different tasks for the entirety of the 4 hours before any of them were done.
Hmm.
And I had to go back and forth, and I had to finish one part until I got to a point where I couldn't do anything more, and then go on to a different one. I guess they were sort of different tasks, but they were the same task, but they involved different sort of components, I
Hmm.
guess. Like somebody would come in and I would have to help them with something, and then I had to like pull stuff off shelves and pack it up and do all that stuff. I had to like walk away. I have to walk away from that to go load something into somebody's car,
Hmm.
and then when I'm done with that, I had to go. We'd have to go back to packing the thing I was just packing, and then sometimes I would get interrupted from that to what's the third? Oh, yeah. Sometimes we got a shipment in, that I had to like bring in and accept and do all the paperwork for it and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and then go back to packing up the same thing that I was doing before. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, but stuff like that happens all the time.
I think that this applies to D&D. I think we've figured it out, man.
Yeah.
So imagine the skill you can develop as a DM,
Okay.
where the situations just become so complex for the character, for the player's characters, right? Like there's a conversation going on, but then things start happening in the background. And then suddenly you realize that those things are relevant to the characters because maybe another person who's important is approaching, and they're like walking past, and you're like, shoot, I got to talk to this person, but I got to go track them down. And then you realize that also there's a fight breaking out over here, and now there's like a physical obstacle, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta like get out. How am I gonna do this? Like like,
Mm,
and that's their like you're giving them a chance to prioritize, and depending on how they do it, you that's going to affect how they do in the whole scenario, right? Like
yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
affect that. That could be great.
Right. Because what? Yeah. And I think that what a way that you need to engage the people when you play D&D.
Hmm.
So you have to test their skills, not just their character skills.
Right.
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 So, um, yeah, because
And how do we learn to prioritize and execute? Is that like a general skill? Are there general skills? How is that not a specific? There's no specificity in there. Like, what is that? What it? We don't understand it
yeah,
still.
no, we don't understand.
All
But
right. Anyway.
but it's I feel like it's a measurable thing, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be somewhat.
I feel like the existence of, so it's hard to prove the existence of meta skills, which are skills that like um the skills are built of, essentially.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's hard to
Mhm.
prove any existence of those, but it feels intuitively like that's a thing. Like those exist.
Yeah. And intuitive things like that are valid in a lot of instances, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's at least something to go off of, right?
Right, yeah.
To start thinking about. Like I don't know if anyone's gone and been like, no, there's no such thing. It's conclusively proven.
Yeah, well, once it's because yeah, intuition can help bring things to your awareness so that you can then study and
Exactly.
figure and learn
Yeah,
better. Yeah.
that's the scientific method. You develop a hypothesis, then you test it.
Right,
And
exactly.
where does the hypothesis come from?
Some intuition,
Right.
something you intuit.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's
You
from
you go, does it? I think it works like this.
right.
Does it work like this? That's what science is.
Yeah. Congratulations, we figured out science.
Yeah, you then go Google the answer, and
Mhm.
when you realize it's not there, you have to figure it out yourself.
Great. Just gonna crack my knuckles and
Yeah.
get on going. So, well, here's an interesting question.
Okay.
So, I don't have an answer to this, and probably you don't either. But is there a way? There are some moments where I feel like players just want to roll the dice to figure out if their character can do something or knows something. They basically disengage themselves. They say, I don't want to have to think about this. I don't want to have to do this. So is there a way for me to just make my character do it with a roll of the dice?
Hmm.
And I don't know that there's really a hard and fast line between what should be rolled for and what the players should just do. But I really don't want to have the roll decide everything, because then it's not a game anymore. It's just rolling dice.
Rolling for knowledge is a tricky thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like that's the tricky part. Because I don't know, you get somebody, like, imagine if I was a D&D character and you rolled my, like, history to see what I know about something.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of random facts. I know a lot of weird things. So I could see that, like, that my actual knowledge would kind of fit with the dice rolls. You
Yeah.
know, like my knowledge is the kind of thing where, like, you really could just roll a d20, and if it's a 15, I probably do know it. But if it's less than a 15, no, I don't know it.
It's like Slumdog Millionaire style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You ever saw that movie?
No.
Slumdog Millionaire?
No.
The movie, he goes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
Mhm.
but it's set in India.
Mhm.
So it's the Indian version. And then, like, they ask him questions, and spoilers, he gets them all right. And then every time he gets a question right, it flashes back to
Like
what
the random situation that made him know that.
Yep, exactly. Because he grew up on the streets of
Mhm.
India, like he was a poor kid.
Mhm.
It even got up to the point where it explained how he was able to get on the show. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was part of the circumstance of his life too. Anyway, it's a pretty good movie. I actually like it quite a bit. I would recommend it. Anyway, continue what you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my history knowledge would follow the dice roll pretty accurately.
Right.
But if your character is a historian, then there's certain stuff that they should just know.
Yeah.
No dice roll necessary, but that a player wouldn't necessarily know. Right? Like there's
Right.
no way I have the whole archive of knowledge about this setting in my head, because it's in your head as the DM.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's tricky, because I do like the idea of, like, hey, can I roll a history check? And then, you know, the DM would ask maybe like, what are you thinking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That'll guide it.
Like,
Right.
are you even thinking on the right track here?
Are you even on the right track? Okay, I like that. I like that. The specific situation I was thinking of too
Mhm.
is there was a moment when you guys, this is Cataclysmic Rift, the
Mhm.
game that we actually play for
Mhm.
those listening. You guys were in the pyramid,
Mhm.
and you collectively, as a group, I think, decided that you were going to try to track down a creature that escaped. Like, you had reason to believe it was still alive, and that it was gone. It was a Dybbuk. And
Oh yeah, that
right.
guy. Okay.
And somebody asked, what is the fastest way to get out of the pyramid?
Mhm.
Right? Like, where's the closest exit? Like, how do we get there? What's the fastest route to get there? And I sat there for a second, and I didn't say anything, because I thought to myself, I thought, that seems like a weird thing to make a dice roll about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, roll a dice to figure out if you know the fastest way to get out of the out of the pyramid.
Mhm.
I didn't like that very much. So I didn't say anything, because I wanted to see if you guys, the players, could come up with an answer on your own. Like, which direction do you go? What do you do? Yeah.
Keep that up there.
Keep
We're gonna talk about this next episode.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got something.
You've got a lot brewing. You got some thoughts brewing?
Well, they're not my thoughts. Smarter people than I
Okay.
have thought the thoughts.
I
And I'm going to relay them to you and to our lovely audience, who looks like my phone. And
Oh, that does look like a phone.
It does look like my phone.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really weird.
Weird. Hey, audience, did you guys know you look like a phone?
Hey, I'm not saying you look like a bad phone, that's for sure.
No, definitely not.
You got some nice curves.
You know, I don't appreciate that you didn't respond to me, but I can respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Like the whole not wanting to interfere, right? Like,
This is a show, after all.
yeah.
You know what? You're being respectful. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Some
not
applause would be warranted.
right. Absolutely.
A little bit of it.
Yeah, maybe some canned laughter. No, sorry, real laughter from our real audience.
Real laughter from a real can.
It's laughter in a can.
I'll add that in post.
Okay. Well, good. You're not going to use my. What? Why don't you just put like some kind of weird echo effect on the laugh that I just did?
Okay, that sounds like work, man.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not. All right. I won't make you do anything.
I don't want to give. So I do want to give the impression that I'm super lazy.
Okay.
Because that's a fun impression to give.
Right.
Because I want to be Uncle Ira.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then you want to bust out the 6-pack abs.
Yeah.
And
I like when it counts, I want to have those prison moves.
Yeah. The fire of the dragon.
Yeah. But
the prison moves.
So my laziness is a little bit fake. But it's also a matter of I have to decide which 1% improvement I'm going to make on the podcast each week.
Okay.
Right? Like, because I don't have time to improve everything every week.
No, of course not.
Because this isn't like something that I like. Even if I wanted to spend all of my time, well, I kind of do want to spend a lot of time. I couldn't spend all of my time doing this because. Whoa, do I have any excuse now? Well, I have to eat. And I have to do dishes.
You have to work.
And I have to, yeah. Well, I mean my non-working time.
Oh, okay.
Basically the like non-working, non-sleeping time. But then actually other stuff like taking care of my body and eating does take up a lot of my time.
It does. Unfortunately, that does take up a lot of time. I've been thinking for months that I really need to exercise more, and I'm just not.
You can come in my grody basement and we can work out.
I don't like.
Doesn't that sound?
Was that a double entendre?
Oh my God! Please don't. Please cut that out, me. Please cut that out. No, it's in there.
You can isolate that audio clip anytime you want.
That sound. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it's pretty. It is gross in the basement. Here, it's like all moldy and stuff.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Well, the alternative is
and
now
the floor's wet a lot.
I do have. It's a long story, but I do have a membership to a gym that I haven't been to in a long time. I'm not paying for it, but I can go for free. Again, long story, but I don't know why, but I don't like to. I like to exercise, but I don't like going to the gym, and I don't know what it is about it.
I know how you feel.
I don't even dislike. I don't dislike anything about. I like using free weights. I like doing all that stuff. I just don't like going to the gym.
There it is. There it is. Yep, that's me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love exercising. That's awesome. But
yeah, you wouldn't think I like it because I haven't done it in a long time, but that's a different thing.
Do you have any beams in your basement?
I don't know. I don't think. No, there's a sub ceiling.
Any in the attic?
There might be in the attic.
We might be able to hang up the rings there.
No. The attic is full of stuff.
Okay. They'll stay where they are then.
You know what? There might be exposed I-beams in the other part of the basement that doesn't have sub-ceiling. It's like where the washer and dryer is.
Yeah.
You know what? That actually is a big enough space that I could maybe do something there. Yeah, rings. Yeah. That's the one thing I'm missing is something to do like pull-ups on.
And dips.
And
ring dips are intense, dude.
Right. Well, you got those stabilizers.
Yeah. And push-ups too.
Oh, yeah.
Ring push-ups are, because you can turn them into flies. And like really, right up here, top of the chest.
You're really convincing me to get a set of rings.
They're good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They seem really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an inspection of the basement when I get back there today and see if it's worth doing. You'll have to let me know if there's a specific type of ring I should get.
Yes, there is. Grip Genie rings. I think I have an affiliate code.
Do you really?
I'll put it in the description. Yeah.
All right.
I think I do.
You might need to send it to me sooner because I plan on buying them tonight if I'm going to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Seriously.
All right, I'll get you that.
Yeah, send it to me because I already have a shopping cart of a couple of things that I want to get. Because the other
well, they wouldn't be on Amazon, but
No, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I was going to get something else on a different site anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be on Amazon. I will say,
Grip Genie, guys. Grip Genie. Get those Grip Genie rings.
I guess I don't have to ask you this on the show, but since we still have a couple of minutes, everybody can just listen to it.
This has gone way off the rails, but I'm having a good time. I think this is where we need. This is what the universe is meant for us.
Right, exactly. This is what we needed. So, I have wrist issues when it comes to push-ups. So I was gonna get push-up, like, what are they called? Like,
those twisty push-up
stands.
thingies. Yeah,
I was gonna get one of those. Yeah, you think that's a good idea? Because I think it would actually get me to do more push-ups.
Yeah. I think, or because you could, well, if you're gonna get rings, then you won't need them. Because you can lower the rings down, like, just right above the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I guess
it's basically the same thing. Because you can turn them at any angle and
that's true.
do push-ups.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually better because it will target the stabilizers.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually one of the main reasons why I was thinking that I was going to really miss free weights. But you are really convincing me that rings are
the ring pump is so good too. Listen, so I measured my chest after a rings workout. It's like the circumference of my chest increased by like 3 inches.
Gotta get that pump.
Yeah, like my pecs were like bulging out to the sides. It was uncomfortable. They were chafing and stuff because yeah. I'm gonna have to like start using baby powder on my armpits.
You're gonna start. I saw this video. It was like a TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but I think I might get it because I've been looking at the Instagram reels a lot lately, and they're really getting me. I'm like this close. Audio only. It's very close to just getting a TikTok for it anyway. Okay, so anyway, there's this video. This guy was like, "All right, guys, I got a great weightlifting regimen for you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna max out on bench, and then you're gonna immediately flip around and you're gonna max out on back
rows,
rows, and then you're gonna feel real tight in the chest and back, and it'll almost feel like she's hugging you again."
That's really good.
It was one of my favorites.
I do miss that feeling.
Yeah.